Hi guys, welcome to another session of Java Programming for Beginners course. Today we're going to use Java strings. My name is Dr. Zeeshan, channel name Learn With W3Schools. We have been talking about Java programming. We have already covered Java operators, typecasting, data types, variables in all previous sessions. You here ended up in the first time. Don't forget to check out the links in the description for this entire course or just use the playlist. You will find the entire series there. We are using W3Schools to talk about Java. It's an amazing website. So today focus is on strings, what exactly strings are, how we use them, how we concatenate and use string methods and functions to process string data using Java programming. If again still haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Let me know in the comments how much course you have covered, what level you are and what exactly you want to do. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so now coming to string. Now string, we have briefly touched this string a little bit as well. Coming here, strings basically are used for storing text. A string variable contains a collection of characters surrounded by the double quotation marks. So these double quotation marks indicate a string, and you can write as big a string as you want inside this. Okay. The way we use it is that we use a capital S string. Now do be very, very, very careful with that. Previously, we discussed data types. They all started with the small letters. String starts with a capital S because it's a custom class within Java. It behaves like an object inside Java. We're going to talk about objects later on, about classes and objects, what exactly do they mean. Then it will make more sense. But for now, let's just go with the string. Greeting is considered as an object, and that object holds this entire characters and text inside it. Because we call it an object, it has special features of a string class. Okay, so if I say string is a data type, yes, but string in Java also behaves like a class. Hence, whenever we create an string variable, we actually are creating an object. And because it is an object, we can very easily perform various different operations on this string. Okay, yes. Now we start to get into things. So if I run this code, and let me just close all of the tabs for that thing. I don't want to get into it. So now again, same practice. We have public static void main class. Let me just crank this up. The public class, then public static void main string arguments array, and then we have these methods. Let me add few lines to it so that it's more easily readable. So for example, we create a string text. Again, be mindful, it's a capital S. Because it's a capital S, it means that this is a string or this is a class. Or sorry, in fact, if I reverse it, because a string is a class, it has been used with a capital S just for identification purpose. Okay, that's better definition. So a string is a class, and then when you create a text variable of this class, actually we are internally creating an object. Okay, and then we have inverted quotation string. So we write system.out.println. The length of the text string is, now here's the part. See this text? This is a variable. So we use this text here. And now we are using dot operator that we previously saw with the system.out.println. Dot operator is basically a connection operator that connects this text object with the methods that exist inside the string class. So now there are various different methods that actually have been defined by the great developers of Java inside this string class. So we just need to use it. So for example, one basic and most commonly used is the length. This method, again, how do I know it's a method? Because it ends with the curly brackets. Every method in Java ends with the curly brackets. Similarly, the public static void main. Main is a method because it has curly brackets. Okay, that's how we basically identify. So we say, again, similarly, print as ln as well. This is a method because after this, immediately we have a curly brackets. So we say text, go into the text connected with the length method. Because text is an object, so what we're now doing is we are sending the data inside this object to this method length, which again exists in the string class. So this will tell us the length of this method. Similarly, if you go down here, there are more methods that we can use. So for example, the most fun methods that I prefer to use is to uppercase and to lowercase. So in this case, we have a string, and we declared a string text called hello world. Okay, and we said please, for example, subscribe, subscribe, and I said, hey, here's my string. I run the code, and we get the string. So what it did is, if we took this string text and it said text dot to uppercase. So remember, this is a method, again another method that is present in this string class. So because text is an object of this string class, by using the object dot upper class x method, we are able to access this method that actually has been declared in this string class. Okay, follow me. So it's like this dot is a connection. It's like a bridge. It connects an object with the method of that class. Because object belongs to a string class, now using this dot operator, I'm able to access all the methods that exist in the string class by simply using this text dot dot. So all the methods that are there, we can access it. We talked about length. There's two uppercase. As the name suggests, this method will change our string into uppercase. To lowercase, dot to lowercase, again another method that will convert our string into a lower class methods in lowercase letters. Okay, so these are two methods that we use. Then we have other methods, and there are like, oh, amazing methods. So we have one method called index of. Index of method returns the index or the position of a first occurrence of a specified text in a string, including the white spaces. So if I write string text and if I run this code, so for example, I have this string and I can say, please locate where the locate occurs. Okay, so I want to locate the word locate. So we write system.out.println. Again, we use the same variable name. Please do mind that the text is not a variable name. You can write any other name wherever. So I can say find, for example, fi and the find. And then if I change the variable name here, I can say find here as well. This would also work exactly the same. So the name can be any, but because we are creating a string variable, this behaves like an object. Hence, we use this variable name dot, and then we use the methods that has been declared inside the string class. Another method is index of, and we defined it as a locate. So now we can locate the specific index where this character is beginning. So in this case 7. Now why is it 7? Because the index always starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Space is also counted, and from the 7th index actually the locate starts. So this P is on a 0 index, L is on 1 index, E is on 2 index, A is on 3 index, and so on and so forth. Okay, so it always starts from a 0 index. The numbering or the sequence of this character always starts from a 0 index. So when we write, hey, find me the index of this locate, it's going to find this locate index. Okay, and this is super useful method. I have lots of exercises that basically use this index of method. So I will be sharing that later on. And then if you are interested, do leave the comments. I will share the entire lab manual of Java that I've created. So if you want to know more about these string methods and how we can use them, go into this link here. If you check this one out, it will tell you this Java string methods. And you can see there are tons of methods that are available that you can use and to process the string. And so they become very, very, very useful to process any string. So if you are creating a system that requires users to enter data and then you want to process that string for NLP purpose or whatever AI system you want to work with this string, so these methods are absolutely useful in that case. Okay, but in this course, going through all of these methods will take a lot of time. This is another lecture series. So do shoot me a message, leave a comment below that you want to go through all these methods, and I will try to go through all of these methods and go do some examples that uses all of them and create a whole new lecture for that. Okay, so this is basically what a string is and how we use string methods. Moving on, let's go to math class. All right, so this concludes today's session on Java strings. What exactly are strings? So I hope you understand how we use strings in Java, what are its basic concepts. Okay, and this concludes today's session. Tomorrow we're going to talk more about Java math class. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon so you receive the notification as soon as tomorrow's video is up. Don't forget to leave the comment. Let me know what exactly you have learned, how good you found this video or useful or not. Okay, your comments helps us a lot to understand and self what we call self reclamation, that how things are going. Okay, so please do leave a comment. See you in next video. This is Dr. Zeeshan signing off.